Welcome to the Leadership TKO podcast, your source of strategies and insight to make you a winning leader. With no further ado, here is your host, Lakeisha McKnight. All right, everybody. Lakeisha McKnight is indeed here. Let's make it golden. Thank you so much for being here on this night, this wonderful, wonderful evening of Tuesday, November 14th, 2017. Depending on where you are in the world, it could be still evening, or it could be approaching the early morning time the next day. Because I know that there are so many of you from around the world who listen into this podcast and are connected thus to the Leadership TKO brand. And so, again, we say thank you. We're always appreciative to have your listenership, because you could be doing other things. You could be listening to other podcasts, getting professional development from other places. But we thank you so very much. And we do recognize those of you from Mexico and Ukraine and the United Kingdom, South Africa, Nigeria, all around the world, Australia. Thank you so much. Those of you from throughout the United States, we thank you so very much for staying connected to Leadership TKO and this brand itself. So what I'm going to do before I dive into the content at hand tonight, as always, we share on Facebook. So I'm going to go ahead and share first and foremost on my profile wall and invite those connected to me through my profile on Facebook and invite them onto the platform. So go ahead. Even as I'm doing this, because we know it's going to take just a little bit of time, I do invite you to share with other people who are connected to you on social media and invite them to listen into this episode tonight. Even if you're listening on demand and it's after the live broadcast, I do invite you to share this with other people that you know. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type in, join me now as I am training authors, here we go, on book cover tips. Okay. So let me go ahead and I'm going to post it. Okay, taking a little time. Of course, technology a little slow tonight, but either way, we're still good. Okay, we're still good. All right, and I am also going to go and share inside of a group. There's a TKO for Authors interest group. That's like the little hub where all interested authors are hanging out, and I'm going to share there right now. So bear with me as I am going to that particular area to share and invite the authors to listen in. So here we go. Let's go ahead and find that really quickly. Here we go. I found it. All right. All right. There. All right. And the other place where I'm going to go is I'm going to share on my personal fan page. All right. So let's do the fan page right now. And then there's going to be one other spot where I am going to share after my fan page. And that is the Leadership TKO for Authors fan page, the brand's specific subdivision fan page. I want to share there as well. Okay, so let's go there to the subdivision fan page. And again, you can feel free to share, text it to people, let other people know that we're live right here tonight. We're going to be serving authors. So if you know other authors, go ahead and share it with them and invite them to listen in at this particular time. We know that sharing is caring. And when you share it with other people, you're actually helping out to sow value into their lives as well. So it doesn't matter which country you're in. It doesn't matter what your cultural background. It doesn't matter what level of training you received, whether you have a degree or not. We do invite you once again to listen in to these specific episodes and participate. Okay. And the way that you participate is by sharing it with other people. There are other ways to participate here on the podcast here. And that is if you're on the Spreaker platform, which is the platform we use to go live, there is a way in which you can hit the heart button. It lets us know that you're enjoying the episode. So go ahead, hit that heart button. Let us know that you're enjoying what you're hearing. At any point, if you enjoy what you hear, you can hit the heart button. You only can really hit it one time during the episode going live or during the episode period. That just lets us know you enjoyed it. But we also have another way to interact, and that is by way of the chat feature. So on the platform here, you're actually able to ask me questions. You're actually able to leave a comment. So you can interact with me live on the platform. And even when I'm not live, you can still type in a message, I believe, and it'll get back with me. And I'll be notified that you left a message. Okay, so that's always great to know here on the platform that you can do that. But otherwise, if you want to reach out to me, I'm gonna share with you a phone number that you can dial if you want to contact the company. And our phone number is 1-888-205-8834. Again, that's 1-888-205-8834. And just to let you know, for those of you who are live right now, who are actually with me on the platform listening in, this is one of many podcasts that's on the platform here. And this is a podcast, amongst others, a part of the International Leadership Education and Development Company. That's the company that houses the Leadership TKO brand. Okay. But we do have two other podcasts that are part of the Leadership TKO internet radio station. So it's myself and two other podcasts that's on the station. And then this station is one of many subdivisions, a part of the Leadership TKO brand. So we have various subdivisions, and that means various groups and niches that we cater to specifically to help build leaders, because that's what we're all about with this brand. We really partner up with associations, with universities, small businesses, as well as faith-based groups to build winning leaders. And we do this by way of these various topics we cover so that you can grow your influence, your impact, and your income. That's what we want to see change for you as you are connected to the Leadership TKO brand. We want your income to increase. We want your influence to increase. And most importantly, we want you to go out there and impact the world with greatness. Okay, with greatness. And so that's what our calling is, our philosophy. This is what we want you to do. And if you want to learn more about what we do, we invite you to visit our websites. Now, our overall website is ileadcompany.com, and that's ileadcompany.com. So ileadcompany.com. And then there's the specific website that caters to the United States of America, and that's leadershiptko.com. Okay, leadershiptko.com. Now, on this podcast, we have a schedule we like to follow. Now, are we always on the T with it? There's certain times when I'm not available. So, of course, I'm not necessarily here to do it all the time. But I will tell you this, we have various topics, and we try to be here as often as possible. As a matter of fact, we're here Sundays through Fridays at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on Tuesdays, we cater to authors. We call this day Authorship Tuesday. And if you can look at the episode title, we're asking a big question to those of you who are authors tonight. And that question is, should you judge a book by its cover? And that's the big question at hand for those of you authors listening in. Should a person judge the value of a book by the outside of it? So if you look at any book, you pick up any book, or think about any book you bought, did the cover make a big difference to whether you are going to buy it? Here's a couple of things I want to share with you about the cover. And we might have talked about this topic previously, so I'm not going to delve into depth about it, but these are just some points to review. Okay. Well, number one, your title needs to spark. Your title needs to be so concise where people understand what it's about, or it has to spark like this amazing amount of curiosity. So it either is going to be very concise and tell you this is what you're going to get, or it's going to spark some amazing curiosity and be like, and cause the reader, or at least the observer of the book cover, to be like, oh my gosh, I wonder what this book is about. I've got to read it. I've got to at least look at the back cover summary of the book. And that's what you want them to do. So then they may go directly to the back of the book and read the back summary. So that's the second element that's important for your cover. What is your summary saying? Is your summary leading them to say, you know what? Man, it's hitting this. It's really touching my heart. This is something that I need to read and get more information on. Or is it saying, man, I got to read this story. This thing is so good. Almost like the stories that you see on TV that comes on every day during a weekday. So you really have to look at it. Is it going to spark like suspense? Is it going to spark emotion? Is it going to cause people to be curious and be like, okay, I have to read more about that? Because I like titles that tell me what my result might be, especially if it's a nonfiction book. Let me know in the title, just a little glimpse of the topic it's going to cover and what result I might get. Okay. So if your book doesn't kind of give me an idea about that, it's going to, for me, I'm going to be like, why am I reading it? Because I'm more of a factual person. I like to get to the point. I don't like, things that, kind of like, it might arouse my emotion, but then if it does too much of that, I might see it as wasting my time, because I like stuff that's going to help me get results. I'm a results driven person, whereas other people like fantasy. They like this kind of imaginative world, and it's good for those who are creative and have an imagination and things of that nature. But when you're dealing with someone who has high amount of drive, internal drive, doesn't really need anyone to push them forward. You're dealing with someone who likes facts, who likes to look at stuff and see what it's truly all about. Let me look at the cover. Does it make sense for me to buy this? And that's the type of buyer that I am. And so it depends on the buyer you're trying to attract. So if you're trying to attract someone who's factual, they don't want to see anything cartoonish, like that on the cover of their book. They want something professional, something that's going to pop, something that's going to say, I need that. That's what I'm missing. I have to have this a part of my library. But if there's someone that wants just a casual read, they want something that maybe they're going on a trip and they're on the plane and it's a fun vacation and things like that, and they want something fun that's going to kind of spark creativity, then they might go for like a fiction book. But it really depends on the author you're trying to gain attention to, So look at that. When it comes to the images you include on the cover, think about it. Some books might not need too many images. Depending on the type of message you're trying to send, it doesn't need that many. You could maybe just use a picture of you or a picture of the main element that you're trying to portray. So if you're talking about social media, maybe you just need a few social media icons on it. So it may not need a whole bunch of anything. Okay. Or maybe you're going to depict the result on the cover of the book. That way people say, I want that to be me. So if you're really trying to touch people who want to lose weight with your book, then you want to make sure you show someone that looks fit on the cover, because that's going to encourage them to want to say, you know what, I need to read this book because I'm looking for this type of result. So that's what we're looking at when it comes to, certain elements of your book, like the images of your book, and, the professionalism is just a given. You want to make sure your images are big enough so that they're not blurry. I think we talked about that topic before. And your title really should pop. I don't really like long titles to be like the main title. Now it can be a subtitle, but the main title should really be pretty decent, pretty short, I believe. It makes it easier for people to remember. All right. So think about this as you're moving forward with your books, because I strongly encourage you to think about that. Think about how you can move forward with your book and cause people to say, I want it. I want to add that book to the library. And that's the type of response that you want from people who are visiting a bookstore or a library, and they're really looking for their next great read. You want them to have that type of reaction when they pass your book. Or if they're just scanning online and they see your book on your timeline, they're like, wait, what is this book about? That's what you want them to do. All right. So I just wanted to share that with you. Just a couple of nuggets there to kind of get you going, get you moving for those of you authors who are trying to publish your next book. I want you to think about this as you're working on your present project right now. Think about the title. Think about the elements like the colors and the images and everything, even what your summary will be about on the back side of it. It must hook your ideal reader. It has to hook them. Okay. All right, everybody. So that's what I wanted to share there. Now we do have our new link active for our campaign, ladies. Ladies, this campaign has been amazing. Okay. This is a campaign that provides support for those of you who are authors or aspiring authors, right? We're going to be delving into some great stuff. Okay. Great stuff, a part of this campaign. And this is the reason why we need you to be on board, because we want to support you to thrive, to succeed. I mean, to have abundant overflow of wealth, of good health in 2018. And that's what we're seeking to push, a part of the Born to Lead Global Women's Leadership Campaign. We want to tell you that this campaign has been impacting women from all around the world, Africa, Asia, and other countries as well. It's totally free to join the campaign. And if you're the type of woman who wants to help women to become unified, you want to end this division, we invite you to join this campaign for free. Visit www.borntolead2018.com. Again, that's borntolead2018.com. Visit that website on your desktop or your laptop computer. I want you to fill out that registration form, hit the submit button, request to join the group that you will be directed to, and you will be an official member of the Born to Lead campaign. So once again, I want to say thank you in advance for those of you who are going to go ahead and register and join the campaign. We're going to let you know a huge overview. We're going to have like a webinar style, huge overview, that we're going to be directing women to. So you'll have a great overview of what this is about. We're going to have an entire kind of like a sequence where we're going to direct people. It's going to go to borntolead2018.com, but it's going to be a video there. And it's going to be a button below the video. And after you watch the video, you're going to be able to click the button. It's going to take you to registration. You'll be able to register and then join, because the video is going to share what the campaign is all about. All right. So that's what that video is going to do. So stay tuned. We're going to do that just for you. It's going to be a great sequence. It's going to make it really clear for people to understand why they need to join, what the campaign is about, why they need to join, and how to join. And that's what we're going to create that sequence for each and every one of you, making it so much easier for those of you who want to share the campaign with other women that you know. All right. So again, thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of Authorship Tuesday here with the iLead Company. I thank you so very much once again. Remember, we're going to be back here tomorrow, because tomorrow is Winning Leader Wednesday. Winning Leader Wednesday, this is where we're just really delving deeper into leadership, professional development, not just focusing specifically like on influence, but it's really going to help you to dig deeper into who you are as a leader in general, as a higher level, not just a member of an organization, but someone who's going to stand apart. Okay, so stay tuned for that. Can't wait to give you some great content on tomorrow. But until then, each and every one of you, I do encourage you to think, to speak, and to live leadership. Thanks for listening to the Leadership TKO podcast. To continue the conversation of how to take your leadership from good to great, visit www.leadershiptko.com.